The standard Tesla Model 3 has easily been one of my favorite electric cars of all time. It's actually probably my favorite electric car of all time. It's affordable, it offers good range, and it offers an attractive number of features. Well, Polestar for 2024 has a bunch of changes to the Polestar 2 and some really interesting new features which might just dethrone the Tesla from the top of my list. And in this video, we're talking about the new 2024 Polestar 2, talking about what they changed, and talking about what makes this car so special, because it's hiding some really interesting engineering. Now, the Polestar 2 has been out for a couple of years now. First model year was 2021, and for 2024, they haven't so much facelifted it as they've re-engineered a lot of it. Now, there are a couple of different visual changes to identify the 24 from the previous model years, starting in the front here. So you might notice that the primary grille has been replaced by this radar unit in this panel, which is now flush and body colored relative to the rest of the vehicle. And honestly, it's a pretty small tweak. I think it looks pretty good. But what is a big tweak is they have redone the cooling on this two-wheel drive Polestar 2, and now this vehicle charges up to a peak kilowatt rating of 205. And in fact, the rear-wheel drive Polestar 2 charges quicker than the all-wheel drive, which is peaked at 155 kilowatts. Pretty cool. And that rear-wheel drive thing's a big deal because we have seen two-wheel drive Polestar 2s in the past, but they've been front-wheel drive. Well, they've taken that philosophy and they've flipped it on its head. Now the entry-level car is rear-wheel drive, which is kind of a fun idea, right? The old one was limited by torque steer and how much torque they could apply to the front wheels. This new one has an all-new motor, it's got an all-new battery, and with rear-wheel drive, it makes more power. It's actually up a whopping 68 horsepower. 299 horsepower versus 231 in the previous Polestar 2 two-wheel drive. It's also up on torque by a huge margin. Now we're looking at over 360 pound-feet of torque. So 0 to 60, 5.9 seconds, which is about a second quicker than the old one according to Polestar. It's a big deal, guys, right? And we're still talking about a car with a base price of just under $50,000 before destination. Now, visually, another interesting thing, Polestar's done this for a while now, is they've put the battery capacity and the kilowatt rating on the door. But what's different about that? 82 kilowatt hours. So the battery's gotten a little bigger, up from 78. And this is where things get really interesting. If you get the correct configuration of Polestar 2 rear-wheel drive with a small 19-inch wheels, you're looking at an EPA-rated range of 320 miles. We're hitting some big numbers, folks, with Polestar 2. You know, smallest range configuration is the powerful all-wheel drive performance, big wheels, you're looking at like 250. But 320, those are some big numbers. Pretty impressive. Now let's start by popping the hood or the front trunk in the Polestar 2, and let's see what that looks like. Got some planes overhead here. This is a very popular glider route here in Boulder, Colorado, where Polestar has chosen to do the launch of the updated 2024 model year. Now, what I love about the Polestar 2 is they are still offering storage space in the front. So you can see we've got the included level 2 charger in this model, and of course just your standard tire repair kit. But it's nice that you have a place to put groceries, or if you want to keep items super secure, stick them in the front trunk. And of course you got a place here for a jack, which is interesting they include the jack, but just a tire repair kit. That's kind of an interesting little tidbit, but it's nice having space in the front trunk of the Polestar 2. Now let's head inside and see what the entry-level interior looks like. It's a surprisingly nice place to spend time. And what I think Polestar does better than just about any Tesla I've ever been in, the build quality and the level of fit and finish in here is honestly next level. It's a really high quality interior and feels much nicer than what you'll find in a Tesla Model 3. So the way the panels fit together, the lack of squeaks and rattles in here far excels what Tesla offers. The technology is also really good. So what we're looking at here is an 11.2-inch touchscreen display designed in collaboration with Google. So a lot of like the functionality of this from a car standpoint is of course all Polestar. But when you start looking into, for example, the navigation, you're running Google Maps, which is by far the best piece of nav software in the industry. Fast, easy to use, swipes quickly, Spotify integration, right? Because you got all these customizable apps. You do have Apple CarPlay if you do want to just hook up your phone, but really nice having this screen incorporated with the Google Suite. That's great. Now we also now have standard wireless charging in Polestar 2. We also have 4 USB-C ports. You can see those connectors there. Then we've got our little volume knob back here, still a physical control for the volume knob. And then behind that, you're going to find the shifter. And what I love about the Polestar 2, foot on the brake, select the gear position, and off you go. No start button, no need to futz with that. Play out of the Tesla playbook, which was the right move to do. Now, beyond that, you might notice single cup holder there. Fold back the armrest, you're going to find a second cup holder. And then the whole thing does close and slide forward if you want to hide it away and have additional support for your elbow. Beautiful leather wrap steering wheel. Feels great to the hand. Perfect bolstering. Awesome use of buttons and configuration here. Now the standard Polestar 2 is going to come equipped with your basic cruise control. This one does have the full pilot suite of autonomy features, which is going to be a couple $1,000 option, but it gives you adaptive cruise control and lane centering. And this is now standard, by the way, on all-wheel drive Polestar 2s, but it's still optional on the rear-wheel drive cars. And then you've got your full digital instrument cluster screen there, which is configurable. You can configure it to see your navigation screen, or you can also use it to see more charging information and that kind of thing. And just, the overall seat design here is great. The top-end car is going to have a more premium leather interior, but this standard material is much nicer than a typical cloth you'd find on a lot of entry-level cars. Feels very durable, feels like it could get wet and not get damaged, which is great. We also have the glass roof in this particular tester. This one has got a couple options, so we're going to be looking at closer to low 50s for this configuration. Let's check out the rear seat, Cole. So, first impression, decent space back here. The seat is at my driving position at 6 feet tall, and look at that. I've got lots of legroom. What I don't have a lot of is headroom, so my headroom is pretty compromised. If I think you are over 5'10", you're probably going to run into some headroom issues, but we do have nice center console here with a couple cup holders. This one does, as spec'd, have the heated rear seats, and there you have the 2 additional USB-C charging ports. So pretty decent rear seat beyond the headroom, great for kids. And then as we step over to the rear portion of the vehicle, it is a fastback design or a liftback design. Got about 14 cubic feet of space behind the second row, well over 30 when you fold down the second row. Lots of space with the ski pass-through. And then I love this too, they even give you some additional room underneath the rear cargo floor. So Polestar 2 is a very practical vehicle. I love the liftback over what Tesla offers. You can also option this vehicle with the tow hitch, towing of about 2,000 pounds or thereabouts. So you can tow a small trailer or a U-Haul if you need to. And design-wise, I think it's a little bit more distinctive than what Tesla offers. I love kind of the crisper, sharper angles. We got new wheel designs for 2024. And paired with those couple of small tweaks to the exterior, it's an attractive design. I think that the Polestar is more visually appealing than what Tesla offers. Some downsides by going with the Polestar: you don't qualify for that full $7,500 tax credit like the Tesla does based on where the vehicle is manufactured. That is a big deal, right? And of course, the base price is $10,000 more than what Tesla offers. You do get a more premium experience in the Polestar. You get a more high quality experience just from initial fit and finish, and you also get that impressive 320 miles of range. Now, the deciding factor is going to be, what does this car drive like? I can't tell you that quite yet. I'm embargoed until September 6th, but we'll have a full driving review coming soon so you can experience what these Polestar 2s are like to drive. Guys, let me know what you think in the comment section below. A huge thank you to Cole behind the camera. We'll see you in the next TFLev video.